So let me start today by saying a very big thank you to all of you who keep watching my videos, liking, subscribing, commenting. I really do appreciate you. I know that some of you watch my videos because Bola would definitely ask, have you watched my video for the week? But I appreciate you all the same. Thank you so much. Today on Fluently Speaking with Bola, we're going to be talking about parts of speech, and it promises to be educative as usual. My name is Bola and I welcome you on board. So parts of speech generally explain how a word is used in a sentence, and there are 9 parts of speech: nouns, pronouns, adjectives, adverbs, verbs, prepositions, articles, conjunctions, and interjections. But today we'll focus on nouns and pronouns because apparently we cannot go through all the 9 parts of speech in just one video. So today we'll focus on nouns and pronouns, and a very big thank you to one of my favorite fans, one of my favorite subscribers, Bukola Lawal, who asked me to take or go through this topic. Thank you so much. And remember that you can also suggest topics that you think I should talk about right here. Drop in the comment section and I'll try my best to do justice to it. Now in this video you would learn how to use your parts of speech correctly to make for grammatically correct sentences. Now what are nouns? You remember that definition we were given back then in primary school? It is still correct. A noun is a name of any person, animals, place, or things. So nouns refer to specific things, places, animals, or things. So you can have a book, a house, phones, umbrellas, America, Nigeria, Lagos, Europe. They're all nouns. Now a pronoun, on the other hand, represents a noun. A pronoun is a word used instead of a noun. You remember that too? It's funny how we were taught many of these things back then in school during our basics, but over time we just forgot, or maybe we just didn't see the practicality of those things, and so it became easy to just think of them as just mere rhymes and not think of how to practically use them. Because as we go on in today's lesson, you discover that many of these nouns and pronouns are usually misused even when we speak, and that's the essence of today's class. Now let's take a look at some examples of pronouns. I, you, me, it, they, them, her, she, he, and so on and so forth. Now pronouns are further divided into subject pronouns and object pronouns, and this is where the major issue is, where to use the subject pronoun or the object pronoun. Don't rush yourself, you'd understand what I'm talking about as we go on. So this brings us to subject and object pronouns. But before we talk about subject pronouns and object pronouns, maybe we should talk about subjects and objects, because for most sentences you have the subject and the object. A subject is the one that performs the action in a sentence, while the object is the one that receives the action. So it's simple. In the sentence like, I love you, I is the subject, while you is the object. The object receiving the action of love. So you see, it's very simple, although sometimes it may sound complicated. For instance, Bolu baked his mother a cake. Now in this sentence, Bolu is the subject, while cake is the object. But mother in that sentence is the indirect object. Maybe we shouldn't go into all of that and just keep it as simple as I love you, I the subject and you the object. Okay, so let's talk about subject pronouns. Safe to say that a subject pronoun is the one that performs an action in a sentence. Remember, pronouns are used to replace nouns. So a word that has been used to replace a noun, but that is performing an action in a sentence. So we have examples like I, you, they, it, and so on and so forth. For object pronouns are the pronouns that receive the action in a sentence. We have you, me, it, them, him, her, and so on and so forth. So I did something related to this on my Instagram page, and up to date I still keep getting questions related to the topic, and this of course points to the fact that it still needs to be thoroughly dealt with. Now it sounds very simple when you talk about subject pronouns and object pronouns, but when it comes time to use them in sentences, you start to realize that a lot of people still have the challenge. I'll tell you what I'm talking about. For example, in this sentence, when you're done cooking the meal, can you serve John and I? This sentence sounds absolutely correct until you begin to look at it intently, especially with the eyes of what we just learned, the pronoun, subject pronoun, and the object pronoun. Now, in that sentence, you find out that the object pronoun is the letter I. And I should never be an object. So the correct way to put that statement would be, when you're done cooking the meal, can you serve John and me? Because when you remove or you break down the sentence, you'd realize that you cannot make a statement like, when you're done cooking the meal, can you serve I? Sounds awkward, right? So you have to understand the principles. And sometimes even when you don't understand the principles, breaking down the words will help you understand it better. If you take John out of that statement, look at it here. When you're done cooking the meal, can you serve I? Is wrong. So the right pronoun to use would be me. When you're done cooking the meal, can you serve John and me? Now let's flip that statement around. John and I would love to serve the meal. Now in this sentence, John and I are the subjects, so it would be correct to say John and I would serve the meal. So you see that when it's playing the role of a subject, that is performing the action, it's a different case. And when it's playing the role of the object, that is receiving the action, then you have to use the appropriate pronoun. Let's take a short break, visit the vocab spot, and when we come back, we'll do a short quiz. Welcome back. Now let's do a short quiz to test your knowledge on what we've been talking about. Now look at these two sentences. Which of them, and tell me which of them is correct. Sarah asked he and I to complete the job. Or Sarah asked him and me to complete the job. Now to check if the first statement is correct, let's remove he. Sarah asked I to complete the job. Does that sound correct? Of course it doesn't. And so me would be the right one to use there. Now let's remove me and check the sentence again. Sarah asked he to complete the job. Does that sound correct? No, it doesn't. So it would be Sarah asked him and me to complete the job. Does that sound easy? So let's try another one. Now try this. We're flipping it around now. He and I completed the job for Sarah. Or him and me completed the job for Sarah. Which of them sounds correct? Let's x-ray the first sentence. Remove he from that statement. You have I completed the job for Sarah. That sounds correct, doesn't it? And then if you remove I, you have he completed the job for Sarah. So the first sentence would be the correct one. Me and my girls won the dance competition. Or I and my girls won the dance competition. Of course, the correct way to say that would be I and my girls won the dance competition. Now in an informal setting with your friends, you might just want to play around, but then you also have to be careful, because sometimes the way you speak, even when you're not in a public gathering or in a formal setting, determines how well you speak when you're in a formal official setting. So the right way to put that would be, I and my girls won the dance competition, because I is performing the action in that sentence as well as my girls. So it's I and my girls won the dance competition. I'll leave some more examples at the end of the video. Make sure you try it, and I'll see you in my next video. Thank you so much for being a part of Fluently Speaking with Bola. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, share. I'd like to read your comment and also see suggestions as regards the topics you want me to treat on this channel. And I'll see you in my next video. Bye.